Hello there, and welcome to the Stay Off My Lawn podcast, where we'll have a little fun, lots of laughs, and discussions on the common sense that needs to be applied to a lot of today's world news issues. And now, the disclaimer. Stay Off My Lawn is not intended as legal, medical, or financial advice. Void where prohibited. No purchase necessary to win. Open to legal U.S. residents 18 or over in the contiguous 48 states. Any resemblance to anyone living or deceased is purely coincidental. Actual price may vary. Only use as directed. Not a member of FDIC. And now, here are your hosts, Mike and Richard.
Oh, well, shoot.
That came to a sudden halt, didn't it?
It died on me. That was my fault. I got an itchy trigger finger over here. I apologize for that. Welcome to
host,
this week's
Mike and Richard.
This better not be an indication of how things are going to go. I just realized.
I was trying to get the timer up, and where'd everything go?
Total transparency. What happened was I noticed that one of my first clips was missing out of my list, and I had to go find it. And when I went to click off of that folder to bring it into the real folder, it stopped the recording. So that was my fault. Anyway, welcome to
like
this week's episode of Stay Off My Lawn.
We are not going to edit. And I interrupted you again. Please get the intro in this time.
None of this will be fixed in post. So, welcome to this week's episode of Stay Off My Lawn. It's August 4th. Can't believe it's August already. 2026, and this is episode 174. So,
all the way up to 174 already. And we only do this once a week, and we still keep doing it. Once a week, we show up, we come out of our little hole, and here we are.
That's right. Here we are. But I was trying to find something else. Anyway, it's gone. We got so many news stories. It's been a busy week. There was a shooting in an In-N-Out Burger, actually a brand new In-N-Out Burger in Twin Falls, Idaho, where you're from.
Yeah, huh? I went to school there. The wife and I lived there after getting married. I got transferred back down to Twin Falls, and so I'm very familiar with Twin Falls, but it has been growing. There's been, like the rest of Idaho, a lot of imports moving in, and the import that came on that day
from Arizona,
formerly from Arizona. So you are not very bright, because somebody in Idaho's gonna have a gun with him if you're gonna start shooting. We have a tendency to shoot back, and he didn't like that. But it moved him on. There could have been a lot more. It could have been way worse.
And that's really what the Second Amendment's all about. It's protecting yourself. The Second Amendment's about protecting yourself from a tyrannical government. But this is a nice secondary thing. A good guy with a gun can actually save lives. And I think that this off-duty police officer and this good citizen did exactly that. And that's the spirit of what that's all about. 3 people died, including an employee. 7 others were injured, and I think that as of yesterday, 2 of those injured are still in critical condition. So yeah, I mean, have you heard anything new about all that?
No, it's other than you could tell something was up by the way that the news media was reporting on it. They didn't want to say anything about stuff, and then you got the police chief down there. What a moron. What a maroon. Anyway, he was talking about, we need you to stop posting on social media with all the lies. No, there was no lies. Everything being posted was 100% true. It came from citizens that had videos of when this gentleman got a pretty nice sized gun. And when I saw the video of it and saw his on, I went, that guy knows what he's doing. That gun is not just kind of pointed at him. It came up, and he was... so he got a couple of shots off that, well, more than a couple, but he got hit in the leg, I believe, and then the police officer got hit in the one shoulder, and he still got some a shot or 2 off, something to that degree. And this gentleman moved on because, wait a minute, I'm the only one supposed to have a gun here. I can shoot back. No. People were running him off, and then they got him cornered by the edge of the canyon. If you've never seen pictures of the Snake River Canyon at the Pine Bridge, it is one of the few places for base jumpers. Why, I don't get that. Why would you jump off a perfectly good bridge? But they actually you have to sign up and do the stuff and sign a waiver, and they have platforms on the bridge. You just step over the edge and jump off and whee down to the bottom.
I don't get that one either. Is that the place where Evel Knievel
Yes,
had that motorcycle
in
rocket
fact,
thing?
the friend, and I cannot remember his name. It was on his grandfather's property, and this was way before he did the actual jump. It was like gonna happen, not gonna happen, gonna happen, not gonna happen. It was about 6, 7 of those gonna happens, and then we moved. But when I was in high school, we went out there, and there was a lot of pigeons that were flying by. So we're up there shooting pigeons off off the ramp where Evel Knievel
Oh,
was.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
we were on the, and we were, I mean, I was on the ramp and we're shooting these
That's
pigeons
cool.
that were being annoying, whatever. So, yeah, no, I grew up there. I mean, I went to high school there. That's where I learned my theater and got a scholarship to college for acting. I was.
But it's a very quiet place, though. I mean, it's not.
It's a rural community. We were just talking off the air that school started for us in mid-August usually, and then the next week was the big county fair, the Twin Falls County Fair, and you'd look around the classroom and there's like 8 people instead of 25. They're gone because they're showing or they're working at a booth or they're just gone for the fair.
Carving something out of butter for the fair. Yeah, okay.
Something. So I mean, it's very, was very rural. I mean, I used to remember riding my bike to work on rural roads to get to the Holiday Inn was my first job that wasn't working in a field, bucking hay. So.
Well, and with this specific instance, I think that because we haven't heard much about the shooter, that tells me that the media knows something about him that they don't want us to know.
Some stuff's come out that, yeah, bleeding heart liberal and is for all kinds of liberal causes and crap. And he shot the 4 or 5 shots into the windshield of a Tesla. Nobody was in it, but he just shot holes into it where the driver's seat is. So ruined that. This was somebody that did not like anything conservative. So I have
That's
no
why the
idea.
media has dropped it like a hot potato, though. I mean, that's got to be the reason.
Yeah,
because it doesn't fit their narrative. It doesn't fit their agenda.
Yeah.
To paint the right wing people, they want to paint us as crazy. It's almost always a trans person, a extreme lefty. It's always somebody from that side of things that's
That
going
ilk.
around shooting up places.
How's that for a fancy word? Ilk.
Well, hey, we need to shift gears, though. You want
Yes.
to?
Oh, this is awesome.
This is
Run
Go ahead.
There is lots of stuff in the media right now about Mitch McConnell.
You're watching on video.
Yeah, and we're going to show this. It's somebody went to the trouble and wrote a song, and yes, it's all AI, but it is done so well. It's a wonderful little catchy Broadway tune with show, and you got talking about Mitch because his staff is not talking, his wife's not talking, China's not talking. Oh wait, why would China be talking about
Because
anything?
his wife is from China. Yeah,
China, and she went back there right after he supposedly went to was going to the house. It's all kind of hinky. So somebody wrote a wonderful musical. It's about 2 minutes long, and it is hilarious.
Yeah, the mouth flaps don't match up very well, but it's really well done otherwise. Here we go. Hang on a second.
Oh, we got to share screen.
There we go.
Rigor mortis is fast, but not when votes needed. He's starting to rot. The flies are stampeding. We don't post photos no more because his skin is blue. We can't let the news of his death get through.
I've said my goodbyes, stuck in this position. I don't need anyone, just a mortician. Our hospital bill must be right on through the roof.
We can't let the news of my death get through. They keep saying you've passed on
again and again and again.
Then we better take another proof of life.
So reattach my chin.
Every interview's a puppet show. String you up and off we go. Smile for cameras, wave hello. Please don't let an arm let go.
Lift my eyelids, fluff my hair. Spray cologne to mask the air. If I slump, just prop the chair. Nobody can know.
I can't imagine life with a third Trump term.
And I can't be forever posed like a taxiderm.
I'm counting the days till they let me bury you.
But we can't let the news of my death get through.
I really hate that sad loser, Mr. Newberger.
Who, me?
That is the gentleman who made it, Mr. Newberger.
Fun stuff. Fun stuff.
Oh my Lord.
You know, and somebody's death is not fun stuff. Don't misunderstand us. But I mean, it's like, come on. You know, why are they covering this up? Is what gets me. I mean,
Yeah.
I know he hates Trump and the whole thing, but I mean, you know.
Well, I think I was reading something about yesterday, being August 3rd, that they could no longer have a substitute for him because it was too short a period of
to have
time
a
for a special
special
election. Yeah.
I heard the same thing.
So, and that governor of Kentucky, because that's where he's from. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Um,
from Andy Bashir.
Yeah. What a freaking. Anyway, he was like, "Oh, we're gonna get somebody." Oh, is that up to? Oh, well, we're not gonna do that now. It's like, wait a minute, you barely got it out of your mouth, and you're already going taking it back.
There's been talk that he wants to run for president. So I mean,
Sure.
right there. You know, in a deep red state as Kentucky is, and he's a lefty blue Democrat from the get go. How in the world he got elected? He's been reelected as governor of that state. I don't get it. I mean, he was terrible under COVID. I just don't. I don't understand you, Kentucky. I mean, unless there's some stuff going on.
Let's look into it and see if they have Dominion machines.
That would make sense. I mean, that would actually explain things. So I don't know. Anyway, you know, socialism's in the news again. Democratic socialism.
Still.
Ayn Rand wrote at one time, "There is no difference between communism and socialism except in the means of achieving the same ultimate end. Communism proposes to enslave men by force, socialism by vote. It is merely the difference between murder and suicide." And what a great quote that is. And Lenin actually said, you know, let's get this straight from the horse's mouth, and nobody looks more like a horse than Lenin. The goal of socialism is communism. So, I mean, for somebody of that ilk to say what it actually is, anyway, I think those are pretty good quotes. But the shift to the left by a lot of politicians calling themselves democratic socialists is
it's not communism, it's democratic socialism. You can say it 5,000 times, it doesn't make it any better because it has not worked anywhere. And I hate to tell you, but the little mustache man that was here in Germany, that's what I have to cover up a whole lot of mustache. That's what it started out as. Oh, it's democratic socialism. We're going to have no, it wasn't.
Socialist is in the name of NAZI, just so you know. I mean, but you know, but it's communism in the grand scheme of things, and a lot of people are trying to come out, especially on social media. And of course, you know, hey, be careful. Your ignorance is showing when you do this by saying that it's democratic socialism. It's not communism. It's not even socialism. It's different, really. Well, explain to me the difference, because if they've already, and we've played the clip from the co-chair of the Democratic Socialists of America just last week. They want to eliminate the Senate. They want to get rid of the presidency. They want to do some things to the judicial system. I mean, they
Hack
want
the court. Yeah. It's just a little light housekeeping, just a couple things.
light housekeeping. That's a good way to put it. Richard sent me a song about communism, and we got to play this. So
Communism is stupid. Yes, communism is really, really stupid. Communism is stupid. Yes, it's really, really stupid. It didn't work at all. So let's try it again. It'll be different this time. Just let us try it again. Oh God, please don't let these morons try again. Communism is stupid.
Anyway, that sounds a lot like Shania Twain, if you ask me. That's pretty good. Anyway, well, after the three big, and actually I think there's been 6 this year, power outages last month in Cuba, the whole thing collapsed Sunday. And again yesterday, I think they started to get the power back on, and then the grid collapsed yesterday. So
they don't have any cheap oil to and everything there. They've not upgraded anything forever. Yeah, I saw a deal. Somebody said they were able to go to Cuba, or I don't remember why they were there. It was to see a maybe relative or something. They said it's just like
the only
stepping
reason
back.
that Americans can go is to visit family.
Yeah, and he said it's like stepping back in the 50s, because all the cars when communism took over are all 50s. They're not new. If they don't have parts, there are people who know how to cast a part, like a carburetor and that goes on it, and they keep these cars running. They've probably got 500,000 miles on them, but by gum, they're still running because that's all they have. They can't get anything else.
Chevy Bel Airs and everything else driving around. Beautiful cars, just absolutely beautiful.
Oh, at one time that was a beautiful island. It was the destination spot for vacations to go, into the Gulf. It was wonderful. Now the only ones that go there are people. Oh, I don't know why everybody says things about Cuba because it's so pretty. Yeah, you go to where this little spot is.
Oh, it's like Jamaica. It's like really a lot of the Caribbean. I mean, if you've ever been to the Caribbean on a cruise ship or whatever, they tell you immediately, don't leave the port. If you go to Cancun, they tell you that. Don't leave this area. I mean, because it's scary stuff out there. And like I said, in Jamaica, I've had several people tell me they've gone to resorts in Jamaica. It's like, if you go outside the resort, we can't guarantee your safety. And because it's third world. It's very, very poor. We did that in Dominican Republic, and that's not necessarily notorious for being impoverished, but it is. It's absolutely poverty stricken. It's terrible. Now in the port, like you said, it's absolutely beautiful, just like in parts of Cuba.
Yep.
But I get thinking about this. Cuba in August with no power, which means no AC. Maybe
I don't think they have much for AC anyway. These little shanties that they live in they have no money to fix stuff. They have the state doesn't update anything. The only thing they've updated is that one little piece where they have a strip of beach and they have some nice hotels and.
Well, they're broke.
They don't have any money.
But they're experiencing this warmth of collectivism that Mamdami was talking about right now. Cuba in August,
without deodorant, it's the warmth, all right, and the smell of collectivism.
Can you imagine? I was thinking about that in Europe, where nobody has air conditioning. It's 104 degrees in France, and it's like.
They're rather odoriferous on their own.
Yeah. I mean, I remember being a kid and being honest about all those things. And you'd see the girly magazines and the girls with no clothes on or whatever, or no top on, and they had armpit hair. And I'm thinking that can't be a good smell at all. It's like. I don't know if that still goes on over there, but Nelly, that's got to be not
a place I'm interested going. Period. Just don't care.
Me neither. There's a part of northern Africa, speaking of hot, in Morocco, controlled by Spain, called Ceuta. Queta, is that what it's called? Is that
Oh, I looked it up. It's not how you think, and now I can't remember it. I think
I've
it's
only
like an
read about it. I haven't heard the news
Suda,
about it.
Suda. I think it is.
Maybe that's what it is.
Because
But
I
anyway,
looked it up and
there's
went,
been
you pronounce that like that?
well, it's Ceuta, so maybe that's
Yeah,
it.
it's
Right.
that's what I remember. It had two O's in it, so it was. I think it was Suda. Suda
Hmm.
is what it was, I believe.
Well, anyway, there's been about 60,000 illegal immigrants crossed into it from Morocco just in the last week or so. And now that it's a Spanish possession, as well as there's another Spanish possession this actually sits on Morocco. It's on that side of Gibraltar. But Melilla is another one that, and Morocco has wanted both these territories for years, but Spain has been kind of tight-fisted about it. But Spanish president, and I'm trying to think of his name. I didn't write it down. I meant to, but he said that accepting
He's a
migrants is
socialist.
necessary. What is it?
He's a socialist. I don't. That's why I just go. Yeah,
That's
another
terrible.
wackadoodle socialist. Anyhow,
Yeah,
go ahead. I apologize. I
no,
interrupted.
no, no. No, I mean, but he's definitely a lefty, and he's off base terribly. But anyway, he said that accepting migrants is going to be necessary to keep Spain's economy alive, and he argued that the country's low birth rates necessitate accepting immigrants. So blanket amnesty has been given to millions of people who are in the country illegally. I mean, what could go wrong? The EU has already considered taking Spain off the Schengen list. If you don't know what the Schengen list is, that within the EU, you can travel without a passport into these EU Schengen countries that have made this agreement where you don't need a passport. They're thinking about taking Spain off the list because they're giving these people blanket amnesty, and they got ID cards. I'm assuming Spanish passports would be on the table for that. So a lot of the EU, as left-wing as they are, they're actually saying,
even we're not that left. Well, I just saw yesterday that they started putting up fencing in the water around this island.
yeah. Yeah. Well, that's part of the policy, that if you can get there by water, I think is the way it's written. If you can get there by water, you're automatically a citizen. Why by water makes a difference? I don't know. I guess you have to, because you got the Strait of Gibraltar blocking Africa from Spain. But if you get there by water, how else are you going to get there? Through France? I mean,
I don't know. You're gonna parachute in? I don't know.
maybe.
But they've had over 100 people with these. What is it? 60,000 or something? That I mean, it was
60,000
instantly more people showed up on the island than lived there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. And
They were invaded, essentially, what it amounts to.
as far as minors go, now they have this policy where if you're a minor illegal immigrant, the country or a state-funded NGO has to take care of them until they're 18. There's no way they can be deported back to where they came from.
Oh, jeez.
And of course,
this is-
conservatives in the EU are against all this. But
Well, and they wonder why Spain's birth rate and some of these other countries, why it's gone down. It's gone down because you've made it so that they can't afford to have kids. So you've got to import them, and you're hoping that because you're going to take care of them, they're going to vote for you. But it's a socialist deal, and it's just not.
what does that sound like? The Biden opening our borders? Same thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
like, as soon as he said, "Look, we're going to welcome anybody that wants to come over," and it's like, well, of course you throw the gates open, and we're going to take care of you better than we take care of our natural born citizens. I've got no patience with it.
I don't. I mean, Trump told them it's not going to go well, and I think they've started pulling troops out of Spain where they have a base
Navy
there
base.
in Spain. Yeah, and
Well, there
it's
used to
like
be an Air Force base, and I don't know
Yeah.
if that's
they're pulling them out because you don't want to put. You wouldn't let us put our planes. Okay.
England changed their mind with the new prime minister, even though he's a lefty. They changed their mind as far as allowing us to refuel and do whatever. I mean, because we've got big bases in England. I mean, it is part of their economy. We pay them plenty of money to be there. And if
Same
They're
thing
gonna
in
act
Germany.
like
They pull out of Germany. They're going, blah, 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 blah. Same thing in Italy. And Maloney's trying, I don't know if somebody got it or something's not right, because that's not the way she started out. So,
Nope. No, Maloney was very similar to Javier Milei. I mean, when
yeah.
she first started, she came out of the gates, both
Somebody
guns
said,
blazing.
yeah, we don't want you to be like that, okay? I mean, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, a few weeks ago, the hottest commodity in the WNBA, which, you know, it's sort of like the hottest thing in the refrigerator. But anyway, Sophie Cunningham. She's the best player, I think, in the WNBA.
Well, she's one
Arguably.
of the best. Caitlin
Yeah,
Clark, her teammate, the
right.
two of them together make quite a dynamic duo. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. They both play for the Indiana Fever. Anyway, Sophie had made waves recently, a couple of weeks ago, by saying that she didn't think men belonged in women's sports. And this is kind of an offhand thing that she said. And of course, they jumped all over her. And she doubled down a few days later when the reporters grilled her about it. They grilled her like 4 minutes. I think it was before a game. And she goes, I said what I said. And I think it's just common sense. And
yep.
I love her for that.
Yeah, she's not backing down from it. Well, I really meant, no, she didn't do that. She goes, I said what I said, and I'm with her. I don't understand what the controversy is. You don't, and there are right now, that Brittany Griner, they're saying may not be a Brittany, but might be a Bart. Just saying.
I've seen pictures now. Of course, you know, with AI, you don't know what
Yeah,
to.
it's hard to.
But I've seen pictures, and she does look kind of, you know. But I
Butchy.
mean, some women do. So
Yeah.
I mean, you know. But when she, because of her spunk, a lot of people are talking about her. Everybody knows her name now in the country. Adidas had a basketball shoe come out with her name on it, her number on it, or whatever, devoted to her, and it sold out nationwide in 24 hours.
Yep.
Beautiful. I love it when a plan comes together. But yeah, they don't like her. When Indiana went up to play Seattle to play a game against that city's team, the Seattle Storm, one of the co-owners of the Storm, this chunky old lady named Celeste Keaton, cussed out two teenagers, teenage girls that were in the crowd holding signs. One of them said, "Thank you, Sophie, for speaking up," and the other one says, "We love Sophie." And that was enough for this woman to stand up and cuss these girls out. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like
They don't want that WNBA to be successful. They don't have to make money on their own. They just keep stealing it from the NBA. But pretty soon the NBA is going to be running out of money because their viewership just keeps going farther and farther and farther in the dumps. People just aren't watching the garbage.
you know, you can only do charity for so long, but until it starts actually making money and giving back somehow. I mean, it's going to dry up eventually. It's got to.
Yeah.
But anyway, how is it not common sense though? Just like you said, for men to not be in women's sports. I mean, almost everybody gets this, except for these people in leadership positions. These people, it seems like of all the hills to want to die on, this is where they're going. The coach, the Indiana Fever coach, Stephanie White, took the cowardly way out the other day. And here's how she responded to questions in a post-game interview.
What is your stance on men or athletes who test as biological male participating in women's sports? What's your personal stance?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would say that I'm educated enough from a scientific standpoint. I don't ever believe that exclusion is an answer. I just don't. I do think, you know, when we think about various levels of sport, various governing bodies of sport and things that go into that, like I said, I'm not educated enough at the different levels. I know growing up, I played with the boys all the time.
So
there weren't girl sports.
Would you welcome a biological male in WNBA?
Again, it's like, I don't know, when we talk about biological male and scientifically where we are, I think it's a totally different scenario. You know, as I said, I'm not educated enough in terms of transgender and transitioning to give you a smart answer.
Let me give you the smart answer. Exclusion being exclusionary is the answer in a lot of things. I mean, if your daughters or my granddaughters or your granddaughters or whatever are going to play sports and a boy comes along, decides that he wants to be a girl and they take her spot, that's not okay.
Yeah, it's not. I don't care what you identify as long as you still have the twigs and berries. It's not. You have the testosterone. Your body is built different. You're stronger. Once you get to that certain age, then you're not playing with the girls anymore and playing with the boys anymore. Yes, little league baseball when you're 8, 9, they're all pretty much the same.
Hormones haven't taken effect yet.
No, and when that hormones and they're off, it becomes a problem.
Yep, it sure does. And I think that's where it comes down to. It's like, how in the world, and maybe 1 in 10 men today, you might be able to go, yeah, they couldn't stand up against these women. I mean, I'm not going to be able to play against these women, obviously, but I mean, the elite athletes that are men, or even the mediocre athletes, people who are in that category, would probably do well against them. And we're going to dig into that a little bit in the next segment. But could you think about what was the guy's name? That the swimmer, he was ranked
something.
Can't think of his name off the top of my head.
Something Lee, wasn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, he went up against Riley Gaines in the nationals and actually won the gold and whatever.
But didn't beat her by much. I mean, and that's how bad he was in the men's stuff. And there was another example. Serena Williams was playing against a man that was ranked like 200th in the world. I mean, he was way down there. She goes, I couldn't hit the ball back. It was coming so hard and so fast. She goes, I couldn't even get the racket on. When I did, it would rip the racket out of my hand. She goes, I'm not playing with these guys.
She's got common sense. She was being interviewed, I think, even before that happened on one of the late night talk shows. And they asked her about, I think it was Andy Roddick she was talking about. She goes, I wouldn't be able to play against him. It would be 6-0, 6-0, be over.
Yeah.
And it's, and for her, she was number 1 in the country at that point, or in the world. She was the Wimbledon winner. So, I mean, it's that kind of common sense that you just can't. Anyway, that guy who swam against Riley Gaines, I think just like what you were saying, I think he was ranked like 400 and something in the men's division.
Mm-hmm. He was way down there.
It's like, how could you be okay if your daughter, because somebody's going to get bumped off the team if the guy gets on the team.
Scholarships have been lost. That's already happened. It's like, really?
It's wrong on so many levels. So many levels.
At least the Olympic Committee has said you have to test to see if you're XX or XY. So,
or at least go the cough. Something. I mean, it worked for me when I joined the military. I mean, they had to do that with me.
Oh, it did that when I played football. It was just like somebody said, just guys were standing around because there were 2 fathers that were doctors. So instead of everybody having to go pay, it was just like the military. You're in and you got observers and you can't bring in your warm pee and whatever else to do the stuff with. And it was going through, and it was, you go to this station, to that station, to that station. And it was great because it was all done. Everybody was done in one night. Didn't cost a thing. They volunteered their time. Bless their loving hearts. But yeah, I've been through the next. Did you wash your hands before you from?
Same glove. We're
glove. Oh, I don't think they had gloves back then.
We're all brothers now. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember.
I don't know. I have no idea either. We're talking 72, 73.
I'm talking maybe 10 years later than that, but I'm not sure they invented gloves by then either. But, it's hard to know. We're up against a break. When we come back, we're going to continue this conversation. Clay Travis has a great idea about awesome. How to take care of some of this. So, you'll hear about it. So hang in there. We'll be right back.
The Stay Off My Lawn podcast will be right back.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real Men of Genius. Today we salute you, Mr. Chinese food delivery guy.
Mr. Chinese food delivery guy.
Without you, we'd be forced to do the unthinkable when we wanted Chinese food. Drive to a restaurant. But you, sir, bring it to us in under 20.
Ride like the wind.
Armed with your rickety bike, you battle traffic, bad weather, and the occasional busted elevator. And why do you do it? Because somewhere a guy is waiting for his Kung Pao crab puffs, and he's got $1.57 with your name on it. So crack open an ice cold Bud Light, oh mercenary of the Mandarin chicken, and know that when America is looking for a man to get the job done, you do deliver.
You deliver.
Bud Light beer, Isaac, St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, God, I never get tired of these.
I want to know who writes these things. That's absolutely genius. Absolutely.
Oh, well, and who directs them? Because I love the choir in the background. It sounds like a Holy Roller Church choir. They're back there delivered. I can just see them in their robes and their.
I know it. It's very gospel-ish. Yeah. Anyway, Clay Travis has some ideas on how he wants to deal with some of this, and he's actually put his money where his mouth is. He's very serious about this. And I'm all in. I'm all in. I will do all I can to promote this. But here's him on the radio yesterday talking about it.
I've got two aggressive moves that I am undertaking here. And I'm 100% serious about this. And I'm going to share both of them with you. First of all, I will buy a WNBA expansion franchise as the primary owner of that franchise. I will bring them to my hometown where I do this show from, Nashville, Tennessee. I will pledge that 100% of my team will be trans. That will be men pretending to be women. Our entire coaching staff will be trans. That is men pretending to be women. We will not lose a single game. There are probably some games, Buck, where we will not even give up a single point. I will call this team the Nashville Balls, and I will become a dynastic sports owner. I will own a WNBA franchise. I will buy it, and I will play only men who identify as women. We'll wear wigs. We'll run around, do whatever we need to do to be officially classified as identifying as women. This is what they're now saying is permitted. I will do it. I will buy a team. I'll put my money where my mouth is. Secondly, before, Buck, you remember, I offered $1 million if the WNBA champ, which is right now the Las Vegas Aces, I believe, if they would play a boys high school state championship team of my choosing, I would give $1 million to the winning team. Buck, I will now give $10 million to the winning team. We will put this on pay-per-view. We will send all the profits, of which there will be probably tens of millions, to Tunnel to Towers, T2T.org, our good friends there, for mortgage-free homes for veterans, the families of veterans, first responders, police, people who have lost their lives defending this country. $10 million. I will wheel it out. I don't even know how much space $10 million. We'll dump truck it out, put it in the arena. A boys' high school team will get $10 million if they win the WNBA. They say that they're underpaid. They say that they're as good as men. Let's decide it once and for all. And I think you have to be hyperbolic to respond to the absurdity here, because if you are not, then they will just continue to chirp. They'll continue to talk. So I think you have to put money behind your words. I am taking them at their words. And I will put $10 million, boys high school team, state champ of my choice, versus WNBA, and or I will also purchase a WNBA franchise and only play men who identify as women, and that is the trans community in the WNBA.
So I don't know if you're familiar with Clay Travis. A lot of people may not have known who he is, but him and Buck Sexton took over when Rush Limbaugh passed away, and is on that network now, and they do a fantastic job. But Clay Travis was the owner of a place called Outkick, which was a sports network type thing, and Fox News bought him out. And if I remember correctly, reading that he made him $100 million in that transaction. So he has the money to do what he's talking about. This is not out of the realm of possibility. So he is absolutely serious. He's actually made a logo. I shared it on my Facebook page, or on my my Facebook page and my Instagram. So you need to go check that out. I'll put it on the show's Instagram page too. But yeah, this is going to be a thing. I'd like to see that game. If he does that on pay-per-view, I will pay to see it. And I'll buy season tickets to go to Nashville, since it's only a few hours away. I will go up there and watch those games and see the WNBA as it's never been seen before.
Oh yeah, it's you want to talk and say stupid things. Well, here's the stupid thing you wished for, and don't want to hear you gritching about it either.
Don't cry when you're choking on it. I mean, it's
Nope.
just gonna be,
It's like,
yeah, I think that's a great
on.
idea.
You haven't got the common sense God gave a rock. Give me a break.
It's still one of those things that it makes me scratch my head. That's why I'm losing my hair. It's head scratching. But it's got to be what it was. I mean, otherwise, because I'm perfect otherwise. It's one of those.
Did I laugh out loud? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I think I did too. I mean, how in the world do you see this as the hill you're going to die on? If this is how the left wing of the leftist part of the Democratic Party is the direction they're going to go, it's possible that the midterms are up for grabs. If they're going to talk about this and say that they're for men and women's sports, I think there's a lot of Democrats out there going, no.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was terribly rude. What was her name? Stephanie White? Is that it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Of the Fever. She actually had a T-shirt on last night's game that said trans people need a place too, or something to that effect. I don't know. While she's talking to the player that the controversy is, going to tell me you're on her side? I don't think so.
I could see her asking for to be transferred somewhere else. I mean, I probably would. I just don't know. I don't know. She's very Sophie and Caitlin. Caitlin has been staying out of this whole thing. She hasn't really said much about it, and she's like, I'm here to play basketball. She doesn't want to even comment about it when she's been asked. But Sophie's very outspoken, and and they come back at her hyperbolic again, just like Clay said. They're going to be hyperbolic about this. It's like, well, why do you hate trans people? You said you hate trans people. She goes, I never said anything about hating anybody.
No, they take a modicum of truth and blow it way up. Well, you said, no, I never said anything. I just said that men don't belong in women's sports. Period. That's it. And I said what I said. That's it. Mm-hmm. And she hasn't backed down from it. These idiots. And most of America is with her.
Absolutely. And we don't hate trans people. We don't hate people. I mean, just like I don't hate anybody with schizophrenia. I mean, if you've got a mental issue going on where you think you're the wrong sex, then yeah, I mean, you should be loved on and had some therapy or something. I don't think you ought to be killed or anything, but you shouldn't be playing in women's sports, because I think a lot of them are frauds. I don't think they really feel like they're women. They just see a way to get trophies, and they see a way to get attention. And maybe that's the cynicism in me, but I think that a lot of that's fake.
Oh, and I'm trying to remember who it was yesterday that said, I don't care what you do, who you're with, however you want to live your life, you do you, boo. Just, I don't want to hear about it. I don't care. That doesn't mean you have to go into a closet. That just means, just shut up. You don't have any less rights than anybody else. You do you, boo. It's okay. I don't care. We don't need to hear about it.
You know how many rights have been taken away from the LGBT, the alphabet mafia? Zero. Nothing. No rights taken away. So, I mean, that's something that is preached to the low IQ part of the left-wing part of the party, because it's like, well, but all they do is just, and we'll talk about this here in a minute with RFK, all they do is parrot what they hear, and they believe it's gospel. It's just
We've lost our rights. What rights have you actually lost? Well, we've lost our rights. They don't
Trump's a
have.
fascist. Trump's a fascist.
They have no proof of anything. They can't say a single solitary. Well, there's just lots of them. Well, I just need one. I think this interview's over. It's what usually happens is they walk away. It's like, give me a break. You're saying crap because it's all feelings. I'm so sick and tired. What? What do you mean that's not? What?
See, that's the thing. We got to eliminate feelings from things. It's like, don't think with your feels. I mean, think with your brain, for goodness sake.
Anyway, yep. Okay, well, we beat that dead horse to glue.
We beat that horse. Not moving. Anyway, there's been lots of talk on the internet about flock cameras lately, and a lot of people are very passionate about it. We chatted a little bit last week through text message about this, and we decided to bring it up on the show this week. What's your take on let's just go with what you're thinking.
Well, we have a little tiny, we were talking off the air about this, a little tiny town up the road from me. I mean, literally, it's 4 miles to one tiny town and 4 miles to another tiny town. There's nothing in between. Well, they're a big town now, I guess, because they have a Dollar General.
Oh, well, there you go.
One just opened. So, it is.
Well,
like
here we have
uptown.
one every 5 miles. So, I mean,
they're invading already. I'm not a big fan of. I mean, I understand where you can find criminals, maybe, blah, blah, blah. And our state, I got new plates for my pickup, which sets most of the time, doesn't go anywhere because at 11, 12 miles a gallon with that V10, I'm not driving it very far because it's expensive as all get out. Right. But the little town put in flock cameras, and then they had a city council meeting, and holy, you would have thought they were going to turn to communism or something. The room, they couldn't get everybody packed in. People were that upset in a small town. So they don't want the readers, they don't want the stuff. And then there's a guy online that's been saying, well, I'm not saying to go do this, but you can use a reciprocating saw with these kind of blades, and they seem to work pretty good on the metal that it's like,
we are certainly not telling you to do this.
We're not telling you to do this. That's not something that should be done. But this, this might work. So anyhow, they're getting destroyed left and right all over the country right now. It's to think you have a modicum of privacy anymore is just almost a giant fallacy.
Cameras are everywhere. So yeah.
Well, cameras, you're on the internet, your banking is, you haven't got enough privacy to hide anything.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a different story. And like you said, I mean, you can catch criminals. You can, if somebody steals a car, they'll be able to follow it and be able to. And I get it. There's good, but whenever the government and people get involved,
they're going to tell you the good. They're not going to tell you what they're doing the bad side of it.
Exactly. And already there's been reports, some officers around the country have abused the system already, looking up info on women that they happen to be interested in because they're good looking. They've been caught using the system to find people with certain tattoos and T-shirts. That's a little on the edge too. In LA, the Flock software has been misreading a letter or a number on the license plate and flagging the vehicle as stolen when it wasn't. Yeah. People have been getting pulled over and approached at gunpoint, and they're completely innocent.
All kinds of, and they're making cars now, the newer ones. A gentleman, a Ford Bronco, was going down the road, and all of a sudden he's on the freeway, and it just shut off.
Oh boy. Yeah.
And you're on the 65, 70 mile an hour freeway, and it just shut off. And it's like, and couldn't get it started. They shut it off because he missed one payment.
Yeah. Isn't that something? And there's sensors in a lot of the newer cars now that they can do that.
Yep. So, and that's what it was a newer vehicle. And it's not going over well. Instead of, so, where were you on the night of October? They're going, we know what you were doing on the night of October.
Mm-hmm. And as Americans, we should go back to the Constitution and see what it says as applying to this. And the Fourth Amendment says The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath of affirmation and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. So watching you all the time and knowing all your movements without probable cause, without a warrant,
Yeah.
it's I think it's against the Fourth Amendment. Even though I see positives in it, I don't think
I'm with you. It's like, well, yeah, there are some good things, but I have heard and seen, no, we're not going to monitor you. And then somebody has a picture in the room where they've got like 40 different monitors up checking on all the, you're not gonna my eyeball.
And chances are, if you go into like one of these high rises in maybe New York City or whatever, you got somebody that's monitoring the doorways and the hallways and the stairwells or whatever. And I get that. But I mean, when the government is doing it, I mean, the owner of the place, now I've got cameras around my house. The owner of the place,
Yeah.
So, I mean, the owner of the place doing it, it's kind of one thing because you're on their property. But I mean, if you're just driving down the road or you're walking down the street and it's public, I just don't know if I want to be watched all the time. And not that I'm doing anything wrong, but I mean, if they're misreading plates and getting people pulled over at gunpoint, I mean, they could misconstrue if you're going to reach for your ID and they might think that you're reaching for something else and you could get shot. I mean, you just don't know. I don't.
Yeah, it's one of those. Well, yeah, it's got good intentions, but it's already being used for bad intentions.
Right,
So
right.
you got the good, you got the bad. I'm
Police
not
officers
a
in
fan.
Georgia. Yeah, it
Just
actually
because
been
you
arrested.
can't, right? And I'm of the mindset just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Right. Exactly. The new government, speaking of government not being a good thing, the new government grocery stores in New York City continues to be in the news. Supposedly, it's a $70 million line item in their budget. And it doesn't seem like that much for 5 grocery stores. It's supposed to be one in each borough. But $70 million doesn't sound like a lot. Seems like one grocery store might be $70 million. But what do I know? But and they're supposed to be losing or their numbers that they've actually published are supposed to be losing 28 cents on every dollar spent, which will be another report I saw said is a 30% discount compared to other grocery stores.
Yeah, there isn't a 30% margin in most of this stuff. And it's like
1
they're
or 2%.
talking, they need to stand up when they talk so we can better understand them because these numbers are full of it.
Their
It's
breath
just,
stinks.
it's just, they need to talk more out of the other end, fellas. This is not the proper way to have a conversation. But Mamdami Mart. Yes, where you can use your ID to get free food if you're New York, if there's any available, and if you get here in time. If maybe.
Yeah. It'll be sold out quickly. And what do you think that's going to do to other grocery stores in the area?
Oh, they're already leaving.
Yeah. So, I mean,
they're already shutting down and leaving. Portland had 2 huge, giant Walmarts because they saw what California was doing and they went, that's a good idea. So if you don't steal more than 1,000, it's no big deal. So they're going in to these giant super Walmarts that have clothes and all kinds of stuff, have hordes of these kids that go in and just swipe as much as they can and run out. They shut down 2 giant stores. And now in that part of Portland, there's no grocery stores to go to anymore. You're going to have to travel to go get some groceries.
They've done it in Detroit and Chicago.
Yep. Well, they had in St. Louis, they had a government-run grocery store. They just shut it down because it was killing their budget because they couldn't keep up. And there was no food in it. You'd go in and there would be nothing.
Well, that's the thing. Is like in New York City, a $70 million line item in their budget. I mean, that eventually that's going to hurt. I mean, because especially if you're selling things cheaper than what you bought them for, because like you said, that margin does not add up.
They only have a 2-3% margin. They want to talk about, the grocery stores are gouging you. Their margin isn't that high. And when gas prices go up, guess how all those groceries get to that store? Hello.
Mm-hmm. and getting things into New York City, they've got a big tariff or whatever you want to call it to get across the bridge or to go through the tunnel to get to New York City.
And a lot of trucking companies go, we're not doing this anymore. They just quit going.
And a nice cherry on top of this is that it looks like you're going to need an ID to get into these grocery stores. They said something about a library card just to make sure you're a citizen of the
library card.
Who's
It's
got
still an
library
ID
cards?
card of some sort. Give me a break.
But you'll need an ID to get a bunch of bananas, but not to vote. Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks for
So it'll
clearing
still
that
be okay for that one gentleman who posted last year when he was he had his camera out going, "Hi, yes, I've just come from my 5th precinct. I'm going to my 6th one. I'm going to vote again."
Oh gosh, it's just so sad. It really is so sad. Anyway, last Wednesday, Anthony Fauci, or some of us call him the Fouch, those of us who are close to him. Fouchmeister. Hey, he testified in front of the Senate, if you want to call it that, but he did this 111 times.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the 5th Amendment to the Constitution.
And it got so mundane. I mean, it was like, and he got ripped apart. I mean, Rand Paul did a great job. I think it was Schmidt was the other guy. Josh Hawley.
Josh Hawley was he just had fun with it. It was hilarious. It's like, since you're not going to answer, let's check a couple things out here. He asked him, what day is it? On the advice of what color's your tie? On the advice of what color is the carpet in front of you? On the advice of, oh, really? And not only that, Fauci's, he had like 6 lawyers with him, and they were all told to sit behind him. But one lawyer, apparently he must have been the lead jackwagon, sat up there next to him, no mic in front of him, and he proceeded to keep talking. And Rand Paul had to tell him, you are not recognized. You were told you wouldn't be recognized. You were told not to talk. You were told to sit in the seats behind him. If you talk any further, we will have you removed from the room. So he started talking back to him again, and please remove him. And they did. And this guy was such an arrogant that the firm of wherever he works got just inundated with phone calls.
Really?
Oh, he made himself out to look like an arrogant idiot.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you don't need a pardon if you're innocent, first of all. No. You also don't need to take the 5th Amendment 111 times if you're innocent.
Yes,
it's probably because his lawyers knew that he would probably perjure himself, which would not be covered under that pardon that went from. The funny thing is that pardon goes from 2014, long before Biden was in the presidency,
but only for federal issues. And by the way, yesterday I saw that Florida was looking into investigating him, and Fauci's going to find out. And Louisiana, yeah, there's more states that are starting to pile on. He's going to be even a civil suit. He doesn't have a pardon against the civil suit.
Oh no, that's true.
Just federal stuff. So he's in a lot of deep duties.
The Attorney General down in Florida, he's a good guy, and he's a go-getter. So I think that he's not just blowing smoke. He's actually going to do what he said. And if you wonder why the pardon went back to 2014, it's not a random number. No. Senator Ashley Moody of Florida asked him about it in last week's hearing, and here's what she said.
I'm just very interested why it was this date. Did it have anything to do with the fact that 2014 was also the year that the NIAID or NIH began funding EcoHealth Alliance's Understanding the Risk of Bat Coronavirus Emergence grant? And this is the same grant that funded the work on bat coronaviruses at the Wuhan Institute on Virology.
Who would have thought? I mean, it goes back to that? Really?
Wow. They were looking at that then? You're kidding, right?
If you go back to the 80s with the whole AZT thing and AIDS, he was telling people that you could get it from hugging your kid and hugging, or your kids can get it from hugging adults.
Yeah, he made up crap then too. So he just did it again this time.
Exactly. So, but back in 2022, if you remember, and I have the internet at my fingertips, and as most of you do, Fauci was still riding his moral high horse, and here's what he had to say.
Well, if I become a punching bag, I'm a punching bag. But I am very happy to testify before any congressional oversight committee. I have nothing to hide. I can explain and validate everything that I've done. So, it's going to be inconvenient if they actually are out there essentially threatening to make my life miserable. But I'm going to do what I need to do, and that is cooperate fully, because we have nothing to hide at all.
Apparently, that's
There's
not
a punching bag for him. Yes, it's a miniature Bozo the Clown punching bag. I wanted one when I was a kid. Anyway.
But his moral high horse apparently got shipped off to the glue factory because he's changed his tune. He's like, I take the fifth.
When he was reading his statement, if you didn't notice, the paper that he had,
his hands were shaking.
I don't know how he could read the words. It was shaking so bad.
I mean, maybe he's got Parkinson's. He's 85 years old, maybe. But I mean, I think he was nervous. That's what I think.
He was, a body language person said, "Oh, he's guilty right up to his eyeballs."
Of course.
They were he's doing all the things a guilty person does.
Exactly. And any astute person saw this back in 2020. I saw that he just basked in the attention and just made it up as he was going along. The 6 feet thing, I mean, I knew that was complete crap when I first heard it. Even my Governor Brian Kemp, and I love this guy, he bought onto it. He goes, do your social distancing. And it's like, goodness gracious, you're buying into this. And again, I go back to my lab coat textbook theory. Somebody in a lab coat says it's got to be true. Trust the science crap. I mean,
yeah, they put arrows down you have to follow so that you don't meet somebody coming the other way. Nobody was doing that. We didn't give a crap. We didn't wear a mask, and this little old lady's shopping in there scowling at us. Oh, you're an import. Okay.
They get so mad. It's
like, I really didn't care.
Speaking of not trusting government officials, see,
wow, what a segue. You are just smooth.
Flush with segues today. It's right up in my freaking
flush
nostril.
with something anyway. Okay.
It smells funny in here, but it seems the more I hear RFK Jr. speak, the more I like him. I mean, I'm more of a fan of his than ever, and especially after this interview that he had. He was on CNN and talking to Dana Bash this past weekend. I'll just let you hear it because it speaks for itself.
You are the HHS secretary, and you are talking about things that lead to vaccine hesitancy in this country. And it is something that causes problems for people when there is not anything.
Let me ask you something. Do you see your job as ending vaccine hesitancy, or do you see your job as telling the truth to the American people?
I see my job as telling the truth. And the truth is that there is study after study after study. It's one of the most studied things out there in science.
You're repeating
and it
it
is
like a parrot. You're repeating it like a parrot.
So
I've actually read
you did not did do.
You don't want to. You don't want to
here and debate this.
So I'm not debating this with you.
Of course you are.
No, because I'm not debating.
All you know how to do is repeat things that people told you and say, trust the experts. That's what you did during COVID. Now we know that Anthony Fouch, who was the expert, was lying about everything, about masks, about social distancing, about natural immunity, about the transmission from the vaccine, about the source of COVID. He was lying, and you were punishing people for not trusting the experts. And now you're rolling out the experts again to talk about something that you have no personal knowledge of.
Okay, well, guess what? That is my job, to talk to people.
Your job is to
Am I
tell the
allowed
truth
to talk?
to the American
Yes,
public.
yes. And my job is to get as much information as I can. And what we were doing,
skepticism.
What we were doing.
It went on for like that for a few more minutes.
It was a 20-minute interview, they were saying.
Yeah.
And it just does. And he had her virtually in tears at the end. Well, that's my job. What? To talk to people about stuff you don't know? It's like, wow.
But, and that's the thing with her. It's like, it's not just her. I don't want to pick on her specifically, but I mean, almost all of them at CNN.
Yep. All the fake news stuff. And CNN is down to less than 500,000 viewers a day.
Oh, I know.
Their podcast, Joe Rogan has like 10 times the viewership they do.
I was thinking about this, and I didn't put this on our agenda, and we didn't talk about this before. But Paramount is looking to buy Warner Brothers, Time Warner, whatever it's called now, and which is under the umbrella CNN is under that umbrella. So CBS, which is Paramount, run by the news sector, is run by Barry Weiss, who is kind of like cleaning up the news part of CBS to the best of her ability, the way it is right now. Scott Pelley is gone.
He was so arrogant. You wouldn't fire me. What? Wait a minute. What?
But there's been like 23 states that have filed suit to try to stop this merger between Paramount and Time Warner or Time or Warner Brothers, whatever you want to call it, because they would be taking over CNN and possibly changing them. That's my take on it. Why else would they be upset about this? I don't know.
We can't have a conservative news channel. It's Fox has got that slot. Well, if you ever watched any of the weekend news, it's all these interns that are liberal as we just happened to watch a little bit of it. There wasn't much else on. It was like, oh, they're going to talk about that. Oh, I'll watch that. It's like, wait a minute. No. It was as lefty as it gets. I just won't watch their weekend news anymore. I don't care who it is that's their pundit sitting in the chair. Everything was lefty. And it's like, no, I'm done.
I forgot what I saw the other day. There was some guy that I'd seen on there before, but I never really listened to him. But his whole, I just couldn't believe what was coming out of his mouth, because it seemed like he was trying to be in the middle, but he ended up being kind of on the left. Whoever he was interviewing was from the left. It was from the Biden administration. It was somebody from the Biden administration. They were like, but he was just so pandering to them, like going, oh my gosh. And it was just, so I'm with you. I don't watch it very much. I have it now. It's part of our Amazon Prime channel lineup, but I just don't care anymore.
It's like, I'm not gonna, the weekends are terrible. There are certain things I will not watch. The 5 comes up on a repeat at like 10 o'clock at night, and sometimes I see a little bit of that. If that moron Jessica Tarloff is on there, on to something else. I'm not listening. She does nothing but just spew party line.
He's a
and
parrot.
has no idea what she's talking about. She's just a damn parrot for the Democratic Party, and she's nasty about it, as opposed to when Harold is on there, he will have a discussion back and forth, and he's reasonable about stuff, and he's respected, whereas Jessica's not respected. She doesn't respect anybody else, and nobody wants anything to do with her.
And that's the only reason Gutfeld, I think, gets in her face about things. It's like, because she's just so nasty about it.
Well, and then he asks her questions that she can't, just like that Dana Bash, when he was saying, there's been study after study, he goes, yeah, what study? Well, and she's sorting through her papers, and, well, just lots of them.
She's just repeating what she's been told again.
Yep. She has no clue what she's talking about.
That's just bad journalism.
Yep.
In my opinion, bad journalism. Yep. You and I do better than that, because it's like, there are things that you and I send to each other that I have to, I'm like, well, I don't know who this person is. So I'll have to research and make sure that they know what they're talking about. Yep. I mean, and this is a small podcast. We're on 130 countries, 129 if you remove Cuba. But I mean,
well, that's only while the power's out. So
it's only while the power's out. They'll catch up on the
on the flip side.
But, I make sure that whatever we spout here is accurate. At least it's out of the person's mouth that knows what they're talking about, or it's a clip. I mean,
it's from trusted sources. Here's the clip. It's them saying it, not us.
Right,
and then we can blah, 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 all we want with what they said.
Certainly throw our opinions in there. It's our show. Our names are on the show. I mean, why not? But I mean, I'm not going to just sit here and tell you what to think. I want to give you the information. And if you think we're wrong in our opinion part of it, then that's fine. And we've gotten some feedback about that. That's fine. But I mean, you shouldn't agree with us 100% of the time, because then I would question whether you're thinking.
And we don't agree with each other all the time. I'm probably more with the flock camera thing than you are. But it's still I'm still of that, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Absolutely.
Anyway, we need a palate cleanser. It's another story of Americana from our West Texas Army vet. His name is Pappy G. Here we go.
Before there were highways, before there were fences, before there were shopping malls and suburbs and stoplights, there was just grass. Grass as far as you could see. Grass from the Rio Grande to the Canadian border. 1,000 miles of open range and the men and the cattle who called it home. After the Civil War, Texas was land-rich and cash-poor. The state was full of longhorn cattle that had run wild during the war years. Millions of them roaming free, belonging to nobody. But up north in the cities, people were hungry. Beef was selling for $40 a head in Kansas City. In Texas, you could round up a longhorn for next to nothing, and all you had to do was get it there. And so the cowboy was born. Not the Hollywood version, not the one with the clean hat and the perfect stubble. The real one, saddle sore, sunburned, trail-worn and tougher than the leather he rode on. A cowboy on a cattle drive worked 16 hours a day, slept on the ground, ate dust for breakfast, and earned about $1 a day doing it. The Chisholm Trail ran from South Texas all the way to Abilene, Kansas, nearly 1,000 miles of river crossings, stampedes, and open sky. Between 1867 and 1884, cowboys drove an estimated 5 million cattle up that trail. 5 million head, on horseback, through everything the American frontier could throw at it. But here's what doesn't get talked about. The cowboy wasn't just a worker, he was a code. You honored your word, you helped a stranger. You didn't ride another man's horse or touch another man's gun without asking, and you finished what you started. That code didn't stay on the trail, it soaked into the DNA of Texas. And though Texas into the character of America itself. The open range is gone now. The 1,000-mile trails drive ended long ago. But pull up to any small town in the hill country and look around and you'll still see it. Happy 250th, America. Tip of the hat to the cowboy and the cowgirl.
That's the kind of thing America is built on.
That's right. They say you can still see parts of the trail. Same thing for the Oregon Trail. For me, up this way in the Northwest, they have a place in Oregon for the Oregon Trail. And as you're up there looking, you can see a wheat field down below, but there's 2 lines going through the wheat field. It will not grow where all those, and in the sagebrush, they're still there because it got pounded down so bad. Yeah. There is nothing with it. So,
those are tough times. I mean, you read about the Donner Party and the whole thing. It's like those were times that the average American today would not be able to survive.
They would quit after the first 2 days of being on the trail. And going through southern Idaho and eastern Oregon in August, late August, it's nasty. It's hot and dry. It's dry as a popcorn fluff. There, I said it nicely.
Yeah, if you've not heard about the Donner Party, you need to look that up and see what they went through. And it was extremely. I mean, we just don't have the stomach for it today. Again, good strong men created good times created weak men, and weak men create bad times, and that's where we are today.
That's where we are today. Donner Party of 50. Your table's ready.
I'll take a leg of. Anyway, we hope you were somewhat informed and had fun like we did. Don't forget you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon Smart Speaker, Rumble, or wherever you get podcasts.
And if you're just not one of those that like to get wherever podcasts are, go to our good old website of stayoffmylawn.us for all our past and present episodes.
We will see you next week, folks.
Toodles, and thanks again for listening and telling a friend, folks. We appreciate all this growth that we're having lately. Hope you enjoy it. Let us know what you like and what you don't, and we may go, oh, that's nice, and go on with what we're doing anyway. But we do appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you again next week. Toot. Well, we had fun and hope you did too. The opinions heard here today are not those of anyone other than Mike and Richard. If it made you laugh or go, or even, then we've done our job. Sort of. Well, mostly, anyway. And if we made you think about things in a common sense manner, we welcome you to the club. And if it didn't, then just stay off my lawn. See you next time.